Hey guys, welcome to Comfy Cozy Up. So today is 3 years of daily journaling, guys. That's 3 years of not missing a day, of practicing self-care, self-healing, embracing my joy, embracing my ideas, embracing layers of me, learning about myself, having that self-awareness, having self-preservation, having moments of clarity. And I am going to share some of this. Now, I do have a lot of subscribers, so you might not know my journey, so I'll talk briefly about that. But I've been journaling on and off since high school days, and but it was mainly focused more on the stressful moments or things that I'm sad about. I didn't have this mindset that I have now of journaling, and but in 2019 when I started journaling, it was because of the something negative that was happening to me that I started journaling. Sorry guys, we have a fly in here. However, it was a journey that I'm glad I went on because it gave me an outlet to really express myself, to really think about things that are bothering me and say what I really want to say but can't really say it vocally out. And it started becoming more of a thought process for me of just highlighting moments in my life, or not only that, just to think of certain things that I've never really think about. And that's where the word prompts come in. I use word prompts as a way of journaling. I have different kind of journal and I use them for different things. But the ones that I'm talking about is my personal daily journaling journals that I have here. These are literally what I write in every single day, and some are lengthy, some are 2 sentence, some are I can just go on and on if the moment hit me. And but it gives me also history of me, history of the world, history of the healing process that I've been through. And I enjoy that. Some of these I've never cracked open since I've closed it, since I ended the journal. So I will probably give you more of the first entry that I've always put in a journal. It's interesting that I was looking at some of them and I pretty much say the same thing over and over, because I love starting a journal and I love finishing a journal. It's something about knowing that you committed to yourself and you committed to writing your thoughts and to actually see it on pages, see it on paper, to see that you filled it up with you. And when I look at this, is, this one was completely finished, and I can say, yeah, all of this was moments in my life, and I can look back years down the road and just to see the growth. So that's another reason why I keep my journal, is because there are growth in this. There are moments in this I can look at and I can say, oh, I'm over that. That doesn't bother me anymore. That doesn't make me feel sad anymore. And so I appreciate my journals for those moments. Again, word prompt is my jam. That's what I use. So when I started my first entry of this 3-year journal was on October 1st of 2019. And prior to that, I had a death in the family. I went to Jamaica. I blogged about it. You can see it in my travel highlight. And it was such even though it was for a sad moment, it was such a happy moment, because I was with family and friends and we were laughing and we were having a good time and reminiscing. And it was like all that was going on with me at home was just like in the back of my head. Wasn't thinking about it at all. And then when I got home, it all came back and I realized I'm not okay. I'm not okay. And I needed to be able to voice my opinion and frustration. Now, one of the things that I've learned, when you are single and you live alone and you don't have a partner and you don't have kids, oftentimes you are neglected the most by the people who loves you. by your family and your friends because they assume that you don't have any issues. You don't have a problem, you are okay, and they don't never look at you as somebody who's struggling because you came off to them as that strong friend, that strong family member. And it is not true. A lot of us have our own issues and things that, even though it might not seem as complicated as your life because you have all these responsibility, doesn't mean that we don't have issues and mental distress issues. And so it's hard to really talk to people when you want to, first you have certain things going on and you want to voice it. So oftentimes my journal became my safe haven, my moment to talk and vent and not feel like someone's going to tell me, oh, that's not so bad. It is bad for me. It's making me struggle. It's making me cry. It's making me feel stressed and have moments of low depression at times. And so for people like me, journaling can make you kind of voice and say things that you can't say to someone else. And it is not your 100% way of dealing with things. I want to stress that. If you need to go to therapy, go to therapy. But oftentimes when you go to therapy, a therapist will tell you to journal. They will. I've had many people tell me that they will tell you to journal. Currently I have a friend who just started therapy for the first time, and the conversation that she's telling me, and it's just a beautiful thing to know that you can get and seek professional help. So journal is not your all. It's just a moment that something you can do that can aid to your self-healing, your self-care. Now, I am going to start this is the only journal that I used in 2019. This should tell you that I didn't write much. This was not a daily thing for me. And in this journal, I love it. I think I got this I got this online. Now, this company is no longer in business. Sad. The quality of this paper I love. The thing is, it is the first time I've used brown paper. And brown paper that just looks very old and vintage look to it. And I enjoyed this, but I wasn't doing art journal at the time, so it was just all of this in here are just writing. I have days where it was a poetry moment. There were days where I just write, and I have shared some of what I wrote, but in like a blog post, that it became a journal entry that I extended into a blog post. That's happened quite a bit. And even my older posts that I have, a lot of them started out as journal entry that I, extended and elaborate more and make it into a blog post. So definitely check out my blog post, especially my confession chronicles, because a lot of those were journal posts that extended it on my blog. So I tend to write similar things in the opening, but this one I said, I'm only going to read a few sentences in the beginning. I said, I picked up this journal a few times to write that epic new entry of the year, but I had nothing to write. I'm still in La La Land thinking about the surprise ending of 2018. So there it is. I'm not ready to think about tomorrow. I want to enjoy the now, the moment, the surreal change to my endless unhappy moments of 2018. That's it. However, thankful for a memory. I have no idea what that memory was. So that means I would have to probably go back to my 2018 to see what that memory was, because I can't recall just from that phrase. But 2018 wasn't as bad. It started out rocky. You guys remember my car had burned down at the end of 2017. So I thought I started 2018 without a car and go through the process of buying a car. So, but that's what I remember. But this also is when I did this for 30 days, 31 days in October. And I shared my entry every day on my Insta story. That's how it started, guys, on the Insta story. I actually have those highlights that I did save on Insta story. And what I would say is I I liked that I started getting people who was looking forward to my entries, what songs I was selecting for the day, and it over time it was just like, oh, people were paying attention. People were telling me how inspired they were, and I should, start doing this as a challenge. And that's how a journal move started. And always want to thank Didi from Brown Girl Reading, who used to push me and said, "No, we definitely should do this as a challenge." And so on. Oh my goodness, guys, sorry. November 1st is when a journal mood started, and I had 30 words, but 26 I selected that year. That was the first time where I basically selected most of the words, and I had 4 words that were just random people who put in for the word of the day, and I would select 4 to finish the 30 list. And of course it changed over time, where I decided to make it a community thing and have everybody have opportunity to select the word of the day. And it made it fun because we got interesting words I would never think of, but it made writing, the writing experience, great, and tap into things that you just wouldn't even think of. So I enjoy that for as far as the word prompts. 2020 is when I think journaling became such a necessary thing. Our life would change. There was so many dramatic moments, and so I have 3 books that I was able to get into for that year, and I was loving the company. It's the same company from here. Again, they are no longer in business. The pandemic ruined them pretty much, and so I was a little bit upset with that. Also, I think this one as well, Daily Paper, they don't even have this kind anymore. I think they're still around, but they don't have certain books. And this one as well was just, I just love the cover. I started using these and I love them. And I started doing art journaling in these, and this is how, art journaling started becoming a thing. It was a way of getting used to doing journaling every day, and to add different things to my pages. So yeah, I started doing art journaling from day one. Yeah, from day one. So 2020, I would say that's when art journaling became my passion, and it just got over the top after a while, where I just want to just create things. But I said I'm excited for a new start, the fresh idea of leaving everything behind. To add on to the positive thoughts, knowing my wants are important and should be pursued. 2019 was a lesson of regrets, but I know it has a meaning. I'm in a good place. I have decisions to make, changes that will help my mental health. It is time to make a move. Yeah. Of course, there's way more than that, but that's all I'm going to share with you guys. And I'm smiling. Because I was in a good place when I started 2020. I was in a good place and had no clue what was going to be coming ahead of us. No clue. This is probably going to be that history moment of memory of 10 years down the road, to think of what were you thinking when everything started. Where was your mindset, and how did you handle the situation? I think these are the kind of journal that I'm going to love to just sit down one day and just to read a whole year of my thoughts. And so I always treasure 2020 ones. And then when we got to 2021, I started thinking about, I got introduced to Hobonichi. It was a game changer for me, because I realized how much I can do on the pages in a Hobonichi that I couldn't do really. Even though this is heavy duty, it doesn't take certain water, paint that much, versus like this, where I can abuse the pages and just do whatever that comes to mind. So the Hobonichi is started in 2021, and I've looked back since. And this one again, it just it's just to even think of some of the decorations, and so I share a lot of it on Instagram. Unfortunately, because I start writing my thoughts, these are personal stuff. Can't really show you some of the layers of some of the things that I did in this, but just I love my art journaling process and how I did this and the things. I said I love writing in a new journal. I think of it as a new idea, new breakthrough, or new ways to handle life woes. Uh, uh, I said, oh, this was the first time that I've ever spent New Year's Eve alone in my entire life. And I said I started 2021 alone, and okay at the same time. Last year was a dreadful time, and I want to leave all that behind and focus on positive things. Uh, yeah, that was my first time. I've never spent New Year's Eve alone, and now I've done it twice. I've done 2020 into 21, and I've done 21 into 2022, and I was like, I was okay with it. It didn't bother me. It was a weird feeling because I was never that person, but it happened. Um, let's see how I ended the year. Oh, look how chunky this is. Let's see how I ended the year in 20. Uh, Again, very optimistic, very much thinking of positive things. And I started doing the challenge for Journal Mood, where the last 7 days of the year you journal, and it's always a theme. I think this theme was moving forward. And just to know that my mindset was so positive when I'm ending the year, and how excited I was for a new year. And I wrote that in here. And I love that mindset that I was in. And then we started this year, and again, love the cover that I decorated, and I'm pretty sure this is going to give me the same feel of being optimistic about. And the word that I used was explore, and I have done that this year, of exploring new creative ways and new things that I want to do. I've done some events. Again, my hosts, I was a part of a journaling event where I was the host, and in person. That was my first time doing an in-person one. I've done some online ones as well. So yeah. And I said, I promise. The heck, I can't see. This is why I should have put my glasses on. Okay, so I promise to treat myself with kindness. You can do it all, but everything might not be perfect. That's what I wrote. Relax when you need to. Write about the things that make you sad. You don't have to write everything shareable. Sometimes you might not be ready, and but one day you will be. I know what that means. Yeah, I like that. Just treat myself with kindness. Yeah, I like that. I'll have a bunch of stuff in here. This was a long post too. Entry. Sorry, I wrote a lot on this day, and yeah. But so that's it. I am currently using this one, and I also have the 5 year. Now the 5 year one I like because I get to see what my thought is. I'm so far realizing I am a climate mood person, so a seasonal mood person as well. I tend to have the same thought and reaction to the season in terms of my mood. And I noticed that because I started this one in 2021, so I've only have 2 years of documented, so I can't wait to see what it's gonna look like when I hit the 5 year mark. But just to know that I am having similar thoughts, it's just unbelievable. And I said the first time ringing in the new year alone for 2021, and 2022 the second time ringing the new year alone. But the first one, it wasn't a choice. I think that was when things were so hot and it was just terrible in New York, and so that's why I was home. I said it felt different, but it was okay. And then the second time I said, but I said this time I wanted to. I actually could have hang out with family, but I actually chose this year to ring in the New Year's alone. I just wanted to relax and just be in my home and look at TV. I didn't feel any way about being alone this year. And so I just jotted little moments of that in here. So that was pretty cool to do. Another thing that I did do, I believe it's in this one, is I think I created something on my birthday and I never opened it. Let's see if it's this year, 2021. No, so it has to be 20. Oh, wow. I think I did one of those capsule and I never went back to it to see what I wrote. Let's see. Yeah, I did. So I have it says promise, and I had seal it off. And what did I put in there? I think I'm gonna open it. Or should I just wait till this year's birthday? I think I'm gonna wait. I think I'm gonna wait. Sorry guys. I think I'm gonna wait till this year's birthday because I wrote this in 2020. And so this year's birthday, just to open to see what did I write on it. It's like a capsule because it's literally tape and it's sealed. I had a seal off, but I think I'm gonna do it on my birthday. I will tell you guys. I will tell you guys what I put in there. My birthday is on the 7th of October, so maybe follow me on my Instagram. I probably just in my stories talk about it. So I got to remember to bring this with me on my little vacation, my mini vacation, so I can open it and see what I wrote. But yeah, I think I'm gonna do more time capsule stuff, and maybe do like a 5-year opening and see what I was thinking and what message did I give myself. So yeah, so that's it guys. I am smiling because this is such a wonderful moment to look back on the last 3 years and how I was able to put my all in these journals. Yeah, so this is my personal journal. Again, you guys know I have tons more other journals for different things, but this is the personal ones. So yeah, I can't even do the thumbnail thing. This is how I was gonna put it at. Maybe like this. This might work. But yeah, guys, let me know if you are a consistent journaling person, or if you want to start journaling and you want me to do a video of basically telling you how to start journaling. I did a festival where I talked about it, but it was very brief. So if you want me to dedicate a video where I can just go step by step and ways how to start journaling and how to get consistent, let me know. I will definitely do one in the future. But let me know if you're interested in that. I do have a series. I think I'm going to do a playlist where I talk about all the things I did, the books, the journals that I've used over the years, some that I still use for different things. I did the pen. I talked about my fountain pen, my dip pen, ink. I talk about gadgets. I talk about stamps. I showed you my junk journal. On my TikTok, I show ways that I use my junk journal. So I'll probably do a highlight, and so you guys can check out if you want to see some of the journaling things. But let me know. I definitely will talk more about journaling because the 3-year anniversary is coming up in November for a journal mood. And and I will be, I think around the mid-month in October is when I will announce where you can go and submit the word of the day. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching, and I'm loving this moment. I'm loving this moment. This is a smile that I am happy about my self-care journey and my moments of writing and expressing myself and having those private moments with myself. And I highly, highly recommend that you do the same. So I see you in the next one. Bye.